I'm gonna leave the back end open for y'all. Bass, Dalingo.
Hey yo, what's good, gang? It's your boy Illuminati 15, and you have just tuned in to DPG TV Talk That Shit podcast. You know the vibes, and I'm here with.
This is LP's finest. It's obvious. To the hood who the hottest is. Niggas leaving bias, comments with the commenters. Still gonna climb on my dick. We in the club slam dancing on some Onyx shit. Bullhead kid, frame solid. Just acknowledge it's your highness. This is Luka Doncic coming off a solid pick. I'm going hard in the paint, laughing hard to the bank. Niggas is cut from a cloth of a mink. What you drink? We got bottles on deck, hoes thicker than models on set. Trying to holler coming from my neck. My family Jews shine bright as my baguettes. From the project lobby to whatever party is next. Then we party with Lex. Politic with politics, niggas claiming I'm LP's best. Got them vexed. After watching the fight, probably sliding the Lex. Something light, we was younger on bikes. I had the BMX. Yeah, man. Okay. That's who I am. I'm this Bass Dalingo, man. Bass Dalingo. Bass the language. Still too hot to be extinguished, man. Yeah, man.
I'm not gonna hold you. That's a first. That's a first here on the podcast. Starting off with a freestyle. That's fire.
I mean, why not, man? You know, I think that's the best way to introduce myself, for real.
So, let's start off like this, right? Tell me and the viewers a little bit about yourself, and then from there we'll get to the music.
Okay, so yeah, I'm from Harlem, New York, born and raised. You know, fitness trainer, that's what I'm into. You know, I train people, fitness trainer. I do recommendations for boxing gyms and things like that. So that's on the outside of the music. And then in my real lifetime, I'm a bus driver. You know, I drive a bus for a living. So yeah, that's what I do.
A man of multiple incomes. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man. You know?
Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly, you know.
All right, Lingo. So let's get into the music, right? Because me, when I have artists here on the podcast, I don't like to ask them about their music. I like to know what influences you had that drove you to creating music.
Well, let me say, the first time that I fell in love with hip hop, like I was like yay high, you know. And the first person I really remember, I don't see people mention him as often, but that guy D Nice.
Okay.
D Nice was like, you know, I don't know, he made me feel like I wanted to be that fly dude, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's crazy, like that's a while ago. Then I became a huge Redman fan, and then from Redman, like I started to branch off more into like Mobb Deeps of the world, and Nas. Like Nas is like my favorite rapper, and Tupac is big inspiration on me, you know what I'm saying? So
that's interesting. That's real interesting. Because normally when I interview people, they always jump to Biggie, always jump to like the top 5. You know what I'm saying? So for you to be like, yo, D Nice first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's not really mentioned a lot in conversation. So that's real interesting. But I can hear the influence of the other names that you put in there. Like I know Redman's real articulate with his lyrics.
Yeah.
And he likes to play with words, but then he also has a slick way of rapping.
Oh yeah. I think Redman, he makes like fun music though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I really gravitated to that, like him being fun. And then like I mentioned Mobb Deep and Nas. Like I feel like they literally told my story. You know, being that I'm from the projects. And they from the projects. Like the stories they told in Queensbridge was literally the stories that I like literally witnessed. I'm like, yo, you know, like it's a song Nas got of shootouts, and
Facts.
The way he mentioned that is literally how I seen things. Like yo, them shootout stories was damn near how the shootout stories was around here, you know. And you know, it's true, like yo, some of the things is like gritty, grimy, but it's the environment we grew up in. You know, it's tough. You know.
So, what drove you to music? Because you gave us what was like your inspiration, your influences, but what drove you to music specifically?
Well, you know what it was? Like I did like a freestyle way back in the day when I was younger, and it turned out to be dope, you know.
Okay.
So from there I started to realize like, yo, I got talent, I'm good at it, you know. So then like I got with a group, and we used to be called LP's Finest, you know.
Okay.
And it was 3 of us. One of the dudes in the group, I had a battle with, not to brag a bit. I kind of came out on top. That was actually the first rhyme I did, and from there it was like, yo, I'm good at it. So we used to do at high school we used to rhyme. And then from there,
lunchroom ciphers?
Yeah, like the lunchroom ciphers. And I'm like, yo, I'm good at it, And then from there, I ended up going, we had dudes, big time dudes in the projects. They used to take us to the studio. They used to manage us. I used to go to Vacant Lot, doing freestyles over there. Vacant Lot, if you don't know, they connected to Rough Riders. DMX was with them, Lox was with them, Mace. But I used to go there, me and my group. It was a time when we went there and we literally just killed it, you know what I'm saying? But the dudes that we was with, just took us to show, and they wasn't trying to let Vacant Lot get a hold of us, cause we was their artists, you know what I'm saying? So it was good timing, Yeah.
That's different. I respect that. Your start came out of curiosity.
Oh yeah,
you was let me check it out. Let me see if I could do this.
Exactly.
And then you saw you had a talent for it.
Yeah,
and decided to keep building on it.
Exactly. And I be having my moments where I have people yo, you still rhyming, and there be times where I'll kind of be off, cause life be life, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But yo, it came to a point yo, people know I still got it. They still saying I still got it. Yo, don't stop. Let me continue. Let me continue going at it. So that's what I'm doing. So
salute to that. To that. So I have a set of questions that I always ask most of my guests here.
Okay.
That fall under your category of music. So my favorite question I ask is, who's on your Mount Rushmore of hip hop? And you can only choose 4 people.
4?
Yeah, 4 faces.
Damn. All right, so I got Pac 1.
Okay.
I got Nas 2.
Okay.
This might upset some people, but I got Kendrick 3.
Kendrick made your war?
Yeah, Kendrick's up there, bro.
Oh,
he's up there.
Man.
He been up there before this Drake beat.
Damn,
you know
even
Yo, the catalog speaks for itself, man.
Okay.
And then I got Prodigy 4, you know what I'm saying?
Prodigy, okay.
Yeah, Prodigy 4. I gotta throw a 5th one out there too.
Honorary mention
is Lupe Fiasco. I don't think he get the respect.
Yeah, a lot of people sleep on Lupe, and Lupe has one of the sharpest pens in the industry.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like a lot of people just overlook him.
Oh yeah.
Because when he came out, the popular thing was conscious rap.
Yeah.
It was preppy rap.
Yeah,
he kind of fell into that box. And then it's just we got so used to knowing him, he got so big off of that a lot of people didn't want to see him doing anything else.
Yeah. And they try to keep Lupe just stuck in one lane,
Yeah.
So right now he's just going over everybody's heads right now,
Okay. So my Mount Rushmore is Biggie first.
Okay.
Right. Pun.
Big up there. Pun is a beast.
Pun.
He's up there.
DMX.
DMX too.
DMX. And then just because of influence and the impact that he has, because his techniques and his swag, I feel like it's gonna be infinite forever. It's gonna be Slick Rick.
Okay.
Which
that's a good...
I worked with and I interviewed him, and just seeing that man stand there and sit in front of me, I can see the impact. Homie had a watch on and had a UFO over the face of the watch, and I was so that's how it started. And now we got people with iced out watches, the big brolic chains. So yeah, just because of the impact and what he gave to culture creatively, vision wise, fashion wise, I throw Slick Rick at number 4.
Okay. Hey.
So
that's a good top 5 too. Top 4.
Top 4. That's my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, that's a good Mount Rushmore.
And my honorary mention is Drake. But Drake is only because he's well-rounded. You know what I'm saying? He learned from his predecessors and came through and did what he did. And I feel like a lot of people say they Drake fans. But I'm not a Drake fan.
Got you.
I'm a fan of Jimmy. Okay, I've been knowing about Aubrey since he was on Degrassi and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that's just my Mount Rushmore. Now, my second question to you is, right? Can you please describe your music to me?
Oh, okay.
Right? Like, what is it that you're aiming for, or what is the message or the impact that you want people to know that's behind your music?
Well, my music is broken down like this: for the mind, for the body, and for the soul.
Okay.
You know, so for the mind, street smarts; for the body, fitness; and for the soul, spiritual. And then you can also throw in for the consciousness too.
Okay.
You know, humility. You know, so I feel like my music touch on all three of those categories. You know.
All right.
So,
well, from what I've observed from when we worked earlier a couple weeks back, I actually like your flow.
Appreciate
right?
it, man.
You have a very boom bap inspired flow,
Yeah.
where it's like at about 80 to 85 BPM,
Okay.
right? So it's like, I used to DJ, so I could kind of like picture when I hear people speaking or when I hear people spitting, what type of like speed of a beat I can feed them to match their flow. But I appreciate it because I feel like that's a style that nowadays isn't used enough.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's
You gotta
part of the
search for
original
it.
blueprint.
Yeah.
And now in music, I just feel like hip hop is a lot of copy and paste.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
if a new style comes out and it's trending, everybody wants to hop on it. And I don't really appreciate that. So when I see individuals like yourself that, you know, take influence from the old school and still show love to it by incorporating that in your music, and you can see that you can tell what era of hip hop you came from.
Yeah.
From listening to you spit.
Exactly. I mean, I still try to be as versatile as possible, but I still try to keep my music integrity, you know?
Okay.
So I might try some things here and there, you know. You might hear me with the fast flow here and there, you know, and then you might hear me do something like, it's some tracks that I might harmonize on, you know.
Okay.
But for the most part, I try to just stick to the bars, stick to, like I said, my music integrity, spitting stuff that I've been through, you know. Or if not, I ain't been through it, I witnessed it, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know, being from New York, you know how it is out here.
I know how it is. I grew up in the
done seen it
PJs
all.
too, bro.
Yeah.
Forest Projects.
Yeah, exactly.
So, on another note, right?
Yeah.
As an artist, what is it that you look to get out of music?
Well, I'll be honest, at this point, I just do it for the fun.
Okay.
You know, so I feel like the music promotes other things in your life. So like, if you do it, you know, like most artists, they do music and then they sell their clothes,
Yeah.
or they got something else on the side. So that's how I feel. I feel like my music is gonna push other brands that I'm pushing out, you know.
Okay.
Like the fitness, you know, like the recommendation of boxing, you know. It was a time that I was selling clothes too, and I'm gonna probably get back into that. But it just feel like it's oversaturated with that. So like when I'm able to like get on like tours and do bigger things, then yeah, I will go in that direction and have some merch, you know. I want to start getting like CDs and cassette tapes and sell them like that, you know, autograph them, and I feel like, you know, fans appreciate stuff like
The
that.
nostalgic merch.
Yeah, exactly. At least the fans from a certain era.
And you
know
ain't
what I'm
wrong, man. I just came from upstate, and I was going through the music section, and I seen a lot of LPs.
saying? Yeah,
Like people printing wax records.
exactly.
And they going for like 40, 50 beans. You know what I'm saying? I seen the Prince album,
Yeah.
The Purple Rain, they had it for $40 at Target. I was like, bro, people don't spend this much money on music
no,
anymore.
Exactly.
So I feel like that's
Everything's
actually a good idea.
Yeah,
It's actually
yeah.
a good idea. The cassette, maybe if like the Jumpman come back, but the CDs are definite. Because the
And
CD, it don't
vinyl,
matter.
too.
Yeah.
Vinyl,
But like the
better.
CD, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got a PlayStation
Oh yeah.
or Xbox in their house. You throw that into your game system, you can listen to the album. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like cassette's a little harder. I haven't seen a cassette play in a long time, if it hasn't been in my father's living room. So, but
Yeah.
it's definitely interesting. I have seen like the rise and the comeback of like vintage music, or ways of music, what I would say. So that sounds interesting, and I hope that goes well for you, my brother.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate that, man. Thanks,
So,
man.
I got another question for you, right? You, as an individual, but also as an artist, what is a showdown that you've always wanted to see happen in hip hop, dead or alive?
It's a good question. I just hope it continues to prosper, you know? Like people would be like, hip hop is dead, but it seems like it's really alive, you know? Like it seems like it keeps reinventing itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We get all these different new styles, and that's what I appreciate, you know? Like I was just listening to Big X, The Plug, new album. And his whole album is basically him with country singers, and all the beats is like country beats mixed with the trap sound that they do, you know, the 808 beats. And I feel like hip hop, rap music can always branch off to other genres.
Yeah.
You know, any genre can be a part of hip hop, and dudes just rhyming over it. So what I would really say, I want people to be more unique, you know?
Yeah.
Like, be more unique. Stop the copy and paste style. It's you know, I go to a couple of shows, it seems like everybody doing, one show I go to, everybody doing the same sound of like drill music. Another show, everybody sound the same doing 808s, but it's cool, but everybody sounding the same, you know?
Yeah.
Or they sounding like somebody that's on the radio. It's like nobody's being original now no more, you know?
So let me ask you, since you brought up drill, right?
Yeah.
Because I enjoy it from certain artists.
Yeah.
Right? But I feel like hip hop is being utilized by the wrong individuals. Right? And I feel like some of these drill kids, they're not creative enough to come up with their own beats, and they're adopting old school beats and just doing terribly on them.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? Do you feel like we should be more gatekeeperish of the classic beats and like, you know, tell them like, no, that ain't right, or just let them rock out and see it, they go through like the crash and burn and learn from it?
I don't think they should gatekeep, because I feel like when people hear like a certain beat, but it's just to a drill beat, at least the people who beat it was originally, they still get people to hear that sound, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's beats that I hear and be like, oh, that beat, and I realize that beat is from Earth, Wind, and Fire or something like that, you know? So,
which
you know,
Jay-Z just literally utilized with Cardi B recently.
Yeah,
because everybody was like, why would Jay let Cardi use one of his beats? And then Jay's song literally charted.
Yeah.
After Cardi used it, because
Yes.
everybody was like, "Yo, that sound mad familiar. Oh, that's Jay-Z."
Yeah.
And then the song thing, I think it charted like 40th on the Billboard chart. So that was interesting and smart on Jay's behalf.
Yeah, the stream percentage was like 300% since Cardi B made the song. Cause come on, that's a classic right there. And I love the Cardi B song. I think she went on. I think she did her thing on it.
Yeah.
You know, so like that's a good example of how to reuse a beat and still make it fire. You know. Okay. So you know, like as far as like the drill music, I feel like Pop Smoke was just so perfect with it. Like he came in and killed it. You know,
he was like the epitome of the drill sound. Yeah,
exactly. You know, like even the guy, he took some flack for it, but Fabio Foreman do his thing with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he you know. So it's a couple of guys who come in and they killing it. They doing their thing with it. But it's crazy how a lot of the drill music, it's about killing each other, about shooting each other, and they really be doing it. Like it's real stuff. Like it's, you know, like it's like. Can I hear like a peaceful drill music song, you know? And I actually heard a Christian rapper.
I was about to bring him up. Yeah,
I heard a Christian.
He got
rapper.
like gospel drill, praising God. Drill. Yeah,
fire.
I seen him performing on the Puerto Rican festival on 152nd this summer. It was different and it sounded dope. The same way at the beginning of the year, I think they developed like house music drill.
Okay.
And that was different too. I was like, that sounds fire.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, like so that's how you be creative with it, you know? Cause I feel like I said, bro, my guy was good. I feel like rap music is it's any beat. You can use any beat.
Yeah.
It's just how you mix it and how you put it together, how your producer put it together, and how the rapper put his songs together too, you know? You know, like that's what I love about hip hop. It's not really one thing. It's so many lanes in it. Like, you know, So it kind of sucks when you see like the older school cats be like, oh, the young dudes is ruining it, they doing this, and then you got the younger dudes like, oh, the older dudes is doing this and that. I mean, like, yo, it's a sound for everybody, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's not one sound in hip hop that's not there. It's for
all
everybody.
y'all old dudes just put y'all egos down and show some of these youngins how to really spit a bar. You know, show them how to catch a beat instead of judging him, and maybe he might do better in the studio.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Yeah, but my show off that I've always wanted to see in hip hop, and it always gets people talking.
Yeah.
And it's Pun versus Biggie. But my reason behind it is because I feel like they're both intellectual. You know what I'm saying? They both come from intellectual backgrounds. Pun was an honor roll student. I mean, Pun was self-taught from what the documentaries that I've seen. And Biggie was an honor roll student on his way to come up before he, stepped away from school.
Yeah.
But I feel like Pun is more lyrical with a pen, and Biggie is more of a storyteller.
Yeah.
When he feel like Biggie can paint you an amazing picture.
Yeah.
He can tell you a crazy story.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to just being a savage on a mic, I feel like Pun got it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I've always wanted to see that,
That would have been crazy.
Tragically,
man.
we lost both of them early. We lost Biggie to gun violence and then Pun to some health issues.
Yeah.
But that's always been like my fantasy face-off. I've always wanted to know if both of these giants just hopped into a ring and battled, who would walk out?
That would be crazy.
We have our split with the people in the comments. Some people say Biggie, some people say Pun, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
You know what's funny? If in my rankings, I probably have Big one rapper above Pun.
Nah, I'm realistic. I have Pun in my top 5. I have Pun at 5.
5?
And it's because I feel like Pun was a savage, but Pun didn't have the amount of time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Biggie was a big dude, but Biggie was still like active in the studio.
Yeah.
Pun had a lot more health issues in a way, keeping him from being productive.
Okay.
But I do feel like if Pun could have been able to just get himself healthy, right? Or maybe they would have got him into the studio sooner, he would have had a bigger body of art, and he could have possibly been higher in the list.
Okay.
But that's why I keep him at a 5, because we don't have enough catalog and enough work from him to give him a higher stature.
I feel you. You know what's crazy? I think both of them, they got, when they was alive, dropped 2 albums, and I think both of them put out 2 classics, amongst each other. Like, both of them put out 2 classics. So it would have been amazing to see what they would have did going forward,
Because I believe when it comes down to Pun got more features than he have like singles on his own.
Yeah,
because at the beginning he was so hot, but he was still like underground that he would just hop on people's tracks and give them features, and that's kind of like he got his notoriety up. Where Biggie was like, Biggie had a song, and then Puffy just made him like the face of everything.
Yeah.
And with Biggie's story, Biggie wasn't supposed to be the franchise player for Bad Boy.
Yeah.
That was Craig Mack's job. But it was like people gravitated so much more to Biggie, and he just became the franchise player for Bad Boy after that.
Yeah, he had that perfect charisma to.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I think both of them did, actually. I think they allowed the big dudes that feel confident in themselves. You know what I'm saying? Both of them, like, they put out the blueprint of how to be fly, how to get girls, even if you're a big dude. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
that's a fact. So
I actually remember Beanie Siegel saying something like that. So I remember Beanie said something like that. Like losing Big was a real loss cause of that, Yeah. And I feel like Pun's the same way, like 2 big fly dudes, man.
So to close off the interview, right? I got one question for you, because we here in Harlem World. We know Harlem, the stars that Harlem has produced, right? Including Diddy. This used to be his HQ before he went boom. What part does Harlem play in your identity when it comes to your music, or just influence?
Oh, well, as far as influence, Big L,
okay,
Mace, Cam, those are like the three-headed goats right there of Harlem.
Okay.
You know? Obviously, we got Dougie Fresh. Rob Bass is actually from this building right here. You know,
Yeah, that's tough.
So, ASAP Rocky, like right now, I feel like he's holding it down. I mean, he been on hiatus for a minute, but I'm a real big ASAP Rocky fan. Like, I really like him a
That's
lot.
what you call it, hiatus?
Yeah, like, I mean,
Yeah, Rihanna pregnant is a hiatus? Because that sounds like a full-time job to me, bro.
well, they both been on hiatus.
Facts.
Like, Rihanna ain't
Rihanna's
dropped since, like,
fans is like, Riri, drop an
2019.
album. I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah,
pregnant again.
Word. Yeah, so they you know, but supposedly her album is still charting. So
Yeah.
2019, she ain't dropped since then, and her music is still charting. So you can't blame her. I think she said that, so can't blame
Okay.
her. So also Dave East out here too, you know, Dave East, man. So yeah. So those are the dudes. To me, those are three-headed goats. Cam,
Okay.
Mace, Big Al. You know, Big Al, of course, at the top, and then Mace and Cam. You know, like, you know, everybody wanted to be like Mace back in the day in Harlem, man.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Not even just Harlem. I think New York, period. You know,
Because
Even
Mace,
that, we was
held
hating
it
on
down after Biggie passed.
Yeah, he held it
You know what I'm
down,
saying?
you
And
know what I'm
like he's saying every interview, it was my pen that kept Bad Boy alive. You know
That's a fact.
what I'm saying? 'Cause
That's
my man's
100%
in front of the camera and behind everybody with the pen.
That's a fact.
So-
Oh, yeah, don't forget Black Rob too. Black Rob was
Okay.
and G-Rap. Yeah, Black Rob from Harlem too. You know,
Yeah.
Johnson Projects, him and G-Dep. You know what I'm saying? And Black Rob was a problem. Black Rob was a problem. G-Rap first album is a classic.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's up there. So yeah, man, there's some talent out here in Harlem, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right, G. So to end this out, tell the people what you got coming up. Where can they find you? Where can they go looking for your music?
Yeah, I'm actually sitting on 4 projects, man. 2 EPs, 2 LPs. I would love for y'all to follow me on Spotify, you know, Bass Dalingo. Or my Instagram is BDALINGO_LLC. And I'm also on TikTok. TikTok is like coming up there, and I'm building the YouTube page up right now, you know?
Okay.
So, yeah, and then like I said, I'm doing the fitness, I'm doing the recommendations, you know, running commercials for boxing gyms. You know, if you're a boxing gym, hit me up. You know, I'll get you some clients. You know, and that's what it is. You know, like I said, the music is for the mind, for the body, and for the soul. You know what I'm saying? Doc, what's good, my guy? I'm chilling. Yeah, so yeah, so that's
fine,
what I got
man.
going, man.
Well, also on top of that, you guys can also check your man out at the 6 Line Site page.
Yeah.
He has a drop mic video there that we posted up about 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Straight fire, directed and edited by, you know, yours truly. And we also have a cinematic version of it coming very soon. That is a totally different version, which is a mixture of still shots and motion shots, which is a new formula that we trying out at the 6 Line Site. So if y'all want to see that, make sure y'all hit us up on the 6 Line Site on YouTube and Instagram, man. So you know what it is, straight from Harlem World, it's your boy Illuminati 15.
Yeah, and Bass Dalingo right here, man. Bass DALINGO, man. Dalingo, man. Look
You
me
know the
up.
fucking bars, we here Talk That Shit podcast. We out here, you know the
Peace. Appreciation.